Whew. All right. Howdy AdWords fans, and welcome back to this chapter where we're going to explore keyword match types in a tremendous deal of depth. We need to know what keyword match types are first and what the different types of match types exist. As much as I've stressed the importance of really knowing keywords well and spending time to research, develop, and organize your keyword lists, and I'm going to stress that even more, keyword match types and understanding your keyword match types are just as important, if not more important. And we're going to see why in future chapters. We're going to take each one of these keyword match types and explore it in depth. But the keyword, how you match your keywords and what match types you utilize for your keyword lists could literally make the difference between way overspending, blowing out your total budget, and spending money on the keywords that will actually generate clients, generate sales, generate leads, and all the good things that we want out of our ad campaign. So let's talk about what keyword match types do. So if you look over here, keyword match types tell Google how much freedom they have when pairing your keywords with search queries. I like to view it as how tight you're holding the reins on your keywords, because we know that keywords aren't queries, and by now in this chapter you need to know your keywords and queries. The moment I say keyword or the moment I say query, you know that the query is what the user types in and the keyword is what you load into your account. So the match types that you use for your keywords, they effectively tell Google how much freedom they have when choosing how relevant or how specific they pair those keywords with user search queries. Another way to say it is match types control which keywords trigger ads. That's the most concise way to say it. So match types control which keywords trigger ads. So that's what match types are conceptually. The different types of match types. We have 5 categories of match types. First, we have broad match. Broad match, we're going to talk about broad match literally in the next chapter in the same video. But broad match is as it sounds, the broadest type of keyword match type. There's no symbol for a broad match. Each match type has a symbol that will indicate whether or not you want to use that match type for that keyword. Broad match just means plain leave it regular. And as an example keyword, we're using the keyword leather desk chair. You would load it into your account just as plain leather desk chair without anything around it. Let's just go through the different keyword match types and then we'll talk about the example and the use cases. So next we have broad match modified. Broad match modified, we'll talk about what that means in a second. It's the plus sign in front of the keyword or key phrase. It's using the plus sign. Phrase match is you use parentheses. Exact match, you use brackets, not squiggly brackets, but actual brackets. And for a negative keyword, you would use the minus sign or the negative sign in front of that keyword. So that's the basic keyword match types. Now, an example keyword for each match type. We have leather desk chair without anything, as you see here, plus leather, plus desk, plus chair. This is effectively making all 3 words in my keyword a modified term. I don't have to do that, and we'll talk about broad match modified more in a minute. I don't have to do that. It could be plus leather desk chair without the plus signs in front of it. In my example, I wrote plus leather, space, plus desk, space, plus chair. That would be the appropriate way to write a broad match modified keyword for all 3 terms in the search keyword. Phrase match is in parentheses. So leather desk chair enclosed in parentheses. Exact match, same thing. Leather desk chair enclosed in brackets. And for the negative keyword, minus leather. And let's say I want to have my negative keyword is just leather. So my negative keyword is leather. This means that any search query that's done on Google with the term leather, my ads will not be triggered. My ads are not eligible to show. So that's negative. I could also do negative leather, and I could have another keyword that's negative desk, or I could have a keyword that's negative leather desk, and no search query that includes the terms leather or desk would show. We'll talk about more. I know this is a lot of information to digest right at once. We're going through a lot of different match types really quickly, but I'm going to take you into each match type in more detail in a few minutes. I just want to get a basic overview. I want you to understand the different match types that are out there, start getting acclimated with the match types, and knowing how to use them. Knowing how to actually use a certain match type with what symbol. So we have broad match is no symbol. Broad match modified is the plus sign. Phrase match is the parentheses. Bracket is for exact match, and the minus sign for negative. Let's talk about examples. So broad match means that your ads will be eligible to show when somebody types in a synonym, a variant, a related search, and you're going to be surprised, and this is part of why I recommend using broad match so sparingly, why I recommend especially new advertisers to probably not use broad match at all, is because that Google is going to be very loose. Broad match is the loosest with your keyword query relevancy. It's giving Google the most freedom. Broad match keywords give Google the most freedom for what keywords should trigger your ad. So for example, if my keyword in the account is leather desk chair, office accessories very well may trigger my ad. Office accessories, Google there's no way to know what Google's algorithms, what their computers view as relevant to my keyword, but it's very possible that office is similar to desk chair, leather could be matched up with accessories, so office accessories might be a keyword that will trigger my ad, even though I don't want that. I want office accessories to be perhaps another campaign, perhaps another ad group. I might even not want to run any campaign for office accessories. Perhaps Poppin, our company, they don't sell office accessories, but broad match keyword might trigger an ad for, it could trigger an ad for free desk chairs online. It could trigger an ad for do-it-yourself desk chair projects. We'll talk more about it, but broad match essentially is the loosest and the most free when it comes to matching up the keywords and the queries. So keep an eye out for that. Broad match modified is the next level up. It's the next degree of relevancy, and it's 1 degree less of freedom that you're giving Google. So you're giving Google a little bit less freedom with broad match modified. So what could a broad match modified, what types of queries could trigger your broad match modified keyword? If the query contains the modified term. What's the modified term? The modified term is the word in front of the plus sign. If you put a plus sign in front of a word, that's what we mean by modified term. So over here I have plus leather. Here's my plus leather, plus desk, plus chair. I have 1, 2, 3 modified terms in this keyword. So a broad match modified keyword, in order for it to be eligible to trigger an ad, the query must contain all my modified terms. So office accessories is out. Office accessories, that query does not contain any of my modified terms, so it will not show. If it was office desk chair, let's say the query was office desk chair, it would not trigger this broad match modified term because leather is not in the query. If leather is a modified term in my keyword, it has to show up in the query. But on the other hand, what could show? Free leather desk chairs. If somebody types into Google free leather desk chairs and my keyword was plus leather, plus desk, plus chair, my ad is eligible to show. Why? Because we're assuming the cases that I haven't added the word free as a negative keyword yet, which is would obviously be a smart and very important thing to do. But I didn't do that. I didn't add free as a negative keyword yet. I have plus leather, plus desk, plus chairs positive, and free leather desk chairs. If you notice in the query, all my modified terms are there. Leather is there. We have leather right here. We have desk, and we have chair. That matches up. It matches up with my modified terms in my keyword. So, but the word free is allowed to be in there because it's just broad match modified. You could have other terms outside your modified terms. Broad match modified means that it only means is that the query must include all your modified terms. Once again, broad match modified, the query must include all your modified terms in order for the query to be eligible to trigger your ad. So that's broad match modified. It's very simple. Phrase match is the next level down, or the next level up, depending how you look at it. It's 1 lesser degree of freedom that you're giving Google. Now you're pulling the reins a little tighter. You're saying, Google, don't be so wild and so free when it comes to matching up my keywords and my queries. I want to maintain more control and I want to give you less freedom. That's what match types are. You as the advertiser maintaining control, giving less freedom to Google. So phrase match is that next level down or up. Look at it however you'd like, just make sure you know what it really is. So phrase match, once again, it's enclosed in parentheses. What ads can show? So as long as the query includes your entire phrase that's enclosed in parentheses in that order. Broad match modified, we didn't say anything about order. So if somebody types in chair, desks with leather, it's the wrong direction. They actually typed into Google chair, desks with leather. That's the query they typed in. this broad match modified keyword would be eligible. But leather desk chair, if it's in parentheses, all the terms inside the parentheses have to show up in the query, and they have to be in that order. They have to be that phrase. Phrase match is very easy. It's an easy way to think about it because it's a phrase. That phrase has to be in the query. But additional related terms could be appended or prepended to the phrase. So we could still show an ad for free leather desk chair because free leather desk chair, yes, the word free is prepended to my phrase, but leather desk chair is my phrase match keyword. Leather desk chair has to show up in that order, leather desk chair, if that's my keyword enclosing the phrases. So leather desk chair buy, that could trigger an ad because the word buy is appended to the phrase. Leather desk chair photos could trigger your ad because photos is appended to the phrase that's included there. We'll talk more about phrase match in a moment. Exact match is maintaining the most control. You're taking away the most freedom from Google. You're keeping the control for yourself as an advertiser. Match types are going to be the secret weapon. Exact match types, rather. Exact match keywords are going to be the secret weapon to your success. They are going to make your campaign extremely valuable, extremely unique, and extremely profitable. But that doesn't mean that you should only use exact match keywords. In fact, it's a big mistake. In nine times out of 10, it's a big mistake to only use exact match keywords, and we'll talk about why. We'll talk about the pros and cons of each one. Exact match keywords must include the exact term and phrase that are enclosed in brackets and nothing else. So exact match keywords cannot have prepended or appended terms to your phrase. It must include whatever is in the bracket in the order that they're in the bracket, and only what's in the bracket. So we live and die by the brackets with exact match keywords. Now keep in mind, Google could still show misspellings of your word. If you have leather desk chair as an exact match and somebody types in leather desk chair, C-H-A-R-E, your ad might be eligible to show. If it's a pluralization of a word, if somebody types in leather desk chairs and your keyword was leather desk chair, your ad might show. So keep that in mind as well, but they have to include leather desk chair. So once again, leather desk chair buy, would that trigger an exact match keyword leather desk chair? No, because buy is not inside my bracket. Free, no. Office accessories, no. As you see, exact match keywords are giving me the most control, taking away the most freedom from Google. Leather desk chairs in exact match could essentially trigger one query, which is leather desk chair or leather desk chairs. That's a very good way to think about it. Exact match keywords are the query because it's only that keyword that could trigger my ad. It's only that query that could trigger my ad because that's my exact match. It has to be, once again, what's in the brackets, in that order that they're in the brackets, only the keywords in the brackets and nothing else. That's exact match. Negative keywords are very self-explanatory. They are as they sound. They are removing keywords from eligibility. So if I have a keyword in my account, minus leather, once again, minus sign is the sign for negative keywords. If I write minus leather, then leather desk chairs will no longer trigger my ad. Leather desk chairs for free, buy leather desk chairs, how to build a leather desk chairs, photos of leather desk chairs, all those queries are out because leather is a negative keyword. Now, let's say I created a keyword that was negative leather, and we're going to talk more. This is going to get a little bit confusing, perhaps, but we're going to talk more about this later. Let's say I write this, negative bracket leather. So I made an exact match negative keyword. An exact match negative keyword is knocking out the least amount of queries. An exact match negative knocks out the fewest amount of queries because it just knocks out, it's the same concept, but it works the opposite way conceptually when you're negative. It's the same concept. My negative is only being applied in an exact match scenario. My negative is only being applied in an exact match scenario. So what this does is just knocks out, when somebody types into Google the word leather, they just click leather. Then that knocks out, I'm not eligible to show. If somebody types in leather desk chairs, my ads are eligible to show if I have a negative keyword, bracket leather. Because my negative keyword is just telling Google, only when somebody searches this exact term should you not show my ads. But if somebody searches a query that includes this term, but it has other terms, then I'm not asking you to make that ineligible. Only if somebody includes this exact match. And now, these types of exact match negatives are very, very helpful when it comes to knocking out keywords and queries that are too broad for your business. So, for example, let's say this is a very good use case example. Let's say we're targeting an ad group that's only for padded leather chairs, right? Padded leather chairs. We don't want terms leather chairs, office chairs, desk chairs. So I might go to Google for this ad group or for this campaign. I might say negative desk chairs. And you might say, why? Why would you do that? You sell desk chairs. Poppin sells desk chairs, so why are you adding desk chairs as an exact match negative? Well, I'll tell you why, because I want this ad group to only be targeting people looking for padded leather chairs. I don't want people just looking for desk chairs. I want to know that the people who are coming, my budget might be very tight. I might be running other campaigns that are targeting this keyword, but I know for this campaign, for this set of ads, for this promotion that we're running, whatever it may be, I only want people clicking on my ads who are looking for padded leather desk chairs. So I'll go ahead and add desk chairs as an exact match negative. I'll add padded chairs as an exact match negative because, once again, I only want people looking for padded leather chairs. Only people looking for padded leather chairs. So what this does, so if somebody types into Google now, if I add negative exact match desk chairs, right? Negative exact match desk chairs, and somebody comes to Google and types in padded leather desk chairs, are my ads going to show, yes or no? Once again, the question is, if I have a negative exact match desk chair, negative exact match desk chairs, somebody comes to Google and types in buy padded leather desk chairs online, is my ad eligible to show? The answer is yes, because I didn't knock out padded leather desk chairs. I only knocked out this exact term. I'm only telling Google when someone just types in what's in these brackets. When somebody just types in desk chairs, then don't show my ad. But if somebody types in desk chairs plus my positive keywords like padded leather desk chairs, then absolutely make sure you show my ad. So that's what an exact match negative keyword, broad match negative, we're going to talk about more. I know this was a tremendous amount of information, but I wanted to give you a basic overview of the keywords, a basic sense of the different match types, the symbols, what's allowed when ads can show. So we have synonyms, variants, related searches, the concept of pulling freedom back and maintaining control for yourself. That's an important concept to understand, and how to start thinking more conceptually and theoretically about match types. I want to point out once again that there are pros and cons to every one of these match types. And now I want to go ahead and start picking apart each individual match type. Take a look at broad match modified, phrase, exact, and negative. Talk about some more examples, some more use cases, and more specifically, when are good times to use them, when are bad times to use them, and the pros and cons of each. So let's go ahead and first talk about broad match. I will see you in a second on the computer screen.